Hello friends, welcome to Techia. In this session, we'll see about what is waterfall model. Let's begin. It is the first approach and the basic model used in software development. It is a simple model that is easy to use as well as understand. The execution happens in the sequence order, which means that the outcome of the one stage is equal to the input of another stage. That's why it is also known as the linear sequential lifecycle model. To avoid the overlapping issue of the multiple phases, every stage should be completed before moving to the next stage. Each stage of the waterfall model involves the deliverable of the previous stage, like requirements are transferred to the design phase, design move to the development, and so on. This methodology is the best suitable for short-term projects where the requirements will not change. Like example of waterfall model like calculator, attendance management, banking application. Waterfall model is divided into various stages. With the help of this diagram, you can see the different stages of waterfall model. First one is requirement gathering and analysis. Second one is system design. Third one is implementation. Fourth one is testing. Fifth one is deployment. Sixth one is maintenance. So we'll see about each and every stages of waterfall model one by one. Let's assume that one banking company is planning to have a new banking application developed and they have approached your organization for this application. So what's the process we need to follow? With the help of this waterfall model stages, we'll see how we can develop one banking application. We need one banking application. So what we need in banking application first? First, we need requirement. In the phase of the requirements are gathered by the business analyst and they are analyzed by the team. Requirements are documented during the phase and clarification can be short. The business analyst document the requirement based on their discussion with the customer, or you can see the client, with the client. Going through the requirement and analysis them has revealed that the project team needs answer to the following question which we are not covered in the requirement document. Some questions be like, will the new banking application be used in more than one country? Do we have to support multiple languages? How many users are expected to use the application, etc. There's lots of questions. Then we have the requirement about the application. What we'll do next? Next, we have to design the UI, how the system will be look like. So we'll go on the next stage, system design. Here we'll do the architect and senior members of the team work on the software architecture, high level and low level design for the project. Low level design plus high level design. We'll document this. We'll create one document for the design. It is decided that the banking application need to have redundant backup and failure capabilities such that system is accessible at all times. The architects create the architecture diagram. And high level, low level design document. Now the system design is ready. What we'll do next? We need to implement this design into implementation. So how we implement this design? With the help of implementation stage, the development team will work on coding the project. Okay. Coding the project. They take the design document, artifacts, and that their solution follows the design finalized for the architect. Both taken by the development team, then they are going to code the application. Since the application is a banking application and security was a high priority in the application requirements, they implement several security checks, audit, logging features in the application. They also perform several offer activities like senior developers reviewing the other developers code for any issue, because we have to understand the security of banking application. It is more important for the application. So senior developer will be review the code of the junior developer, you can see, because we have to secure our application. Some developers perform static analysis of the code also. Now the system is ready. So what we'll do next, we'll go to the testing stage, because without any testing we can't live this application in live. So what we'll do in this phase, tester will be test the application. The testing team tests the complete application and identify any defect in the application. These defects are fixed by the developers, and the testing team tests the fixes to ensure that the defect is fixed. Like they got an issue is got by the tester. Then they will inform to the developer for the same issue. Then developer resolve the issue. Then this issue, or you can see with the in terms of developers, will go to the testers. Then again the tester will perform the regression testing on this and test the application. So they perform regression testing of the application to see if any new defects were introduced or not. Testers with banking domain knowledge were also hired for the project so that they could test the application based on the domain knowledge. Security testing team were assigned to test the security of the banking application. So this is all about testing. After testing, what we'll do? We'll have to deploy this application into server. So we'll come on deployment stage. In deployment stage, what we'll do? The team builds and install the application of the servers which were procured for the banking application. Some of the high-level activities include installing the OS on the server, installing security patches, installing web servers and application server, installing the database, etc. They also coordinate with network or IT administrative team, etc. to finally get the application web and running on the production server. Now the application is deployed on the server side. What we'll do next? Application is live. We can't leave this application after deploying on server. We have to maintain this application also. So next will come on maintenance stage. In maintenance stage, during the maintenance phase, the team ensure that the application is running smoothly on the server without any downtime. Issues that are reported after going live are fixed by the team and tested by the testing team. So this process will be followed one by one. Once one process is done, then we'll come on to the next process. So this is all about waterfall model stages. And we have more example like for waterfall models, because this is only useful for static projects and small projects. So we'll use this waterfall model for supply chain management system, also customer relationship management and retail chains, etc. But now in the present time, the waterfall model are replaced by other models such as iterative model and agile methodology. We are not using only a small project or static projects. In big projects, the requirements are changes rapidly. So for that, we are using some other models also. For that models, we'll learn about each and every model in my coming session. So next come the advantage of the waterfall model. It is easy to understand and implement. There are specific deliverables in each phases of the life cycle. All the activities to be performed in each phase are clearly defined. It is perfectly suitable for the short projects where all the requirements are predefined and understood clearly. So this is all about advantages. Next, what is the disadvantages of waterfall model? Has this model require freezing of requirements, hence it is not suitable for projects in which changes in requirements are possible or inevitable. The working model is only visible in the later phases of the life cycle after the implementation phase. Any correction or update in the previous phase is not possible. It is not possible to keep track of the progress or state of the development within stages. So this is all about advantages and disadvantages of waterfall model. Next, and the main point is when to use SDLC waterfall model. We'll use this when requirements are stable and not changed frequently, an application is small, there is no requirement which is not understood or not very clear, the environment is stable, the tools and techniques used is stable and is not dynamic, resources are well trained and are available. So this is all about waterfall model. Before wrap up this session, we'll see conclusion of this model is in the waterfall model it is very important to take the sign off of the deliverable of each phase. As of today, most of the projects are moving with agile and prototype models. Waterfall model still holds good for smaller projects. If requirements are straightforward and testable, waterfall model will yield the best results. So this is all about this session. If you have any query related to waterfall model and its stages, kindly comment. Thank you.